Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With the complexity of our land use system, sometimes things fall through the cracks. One major thing is land that's within the urban growth boundary is unable to be serviced by urban services, particularly water and sewer. I'd like to direct your attention to a handout on your desk that's from me that talks about House Bill 4090. And I'd like you to take a look at some of the photos on that first page, the 4th, 5th, and 6th photos. These have to do with some pieces of land that fit this scenario. The first two are from Bonnie Slope, and the other one is from Park Place, Oregon City. And it shows you kind of these imaginary lines where they're not allowed to develop because they can't get services, although clearly services are available. Well, these are political or typically political decisions. They can do this if the receiving city accepts them into their district. But these are the two glaring examples that illustrate our need to bring some relief. So what the bill does is when you have land, and land that's limited to the urban growth boundary inside the Portland metro area, services are unavailable due to geographic or political impediments, the landowner may receive these services from an adjacent district. And they can only receive these if they're within the UGB, the developer pays 100% of the cost, the service provider has planned capacity, and the developer waives the right to object to annexation. If the service provider is a city, they're allowed to collect all the system development charges that they otherwise would and handle permitting and planning to their satisfaction. This allows growth where it's already planned, and it causes governments to cooperate across boundaries for the good of the community. This will also allow property owners to use their land as it was intended, and most importantly, colleagues, this will create hundreds and hundreds of jobs. You've no doubt heard from your mayors. The League of Oregon Cities has been in contact getting mayors to call us during this election year and put pressure on us to oppose this bill using outdated or incorrect information, sometimes exaggerating some of the scenarios under which this bill may be abused. I want to assure you that this bill does not replace planning. Metro and counties have an interest in making sure the comp plans match the goals for growth of city government, and substantial investment has already been made in the proposed developments cited earlier. This bill does not cost the cities money. 100% of the cost of the infrastructure is paid by the developer, and cities are allowed to charge system development charges for supplying these monthly services. The bill does not allow developers to jump the queue, as it pertains only to areas that are not able to be served. There is no queue for these landowners, only dead ends. We are totally committed to some Senate amendments that we'd like to make to address the city of Gresham's concerns. I want to go on the record about that. This is common sense, and these are hundreds of jobs, colleagues. I urge a yes vote.